Early in the morning, when it was still soft and quiet, the very first golden rays of sunlight peeked through the trees. The sky was painted pink and orange, like a giant watercolor picture. Birds woke up and filled the air with cheerful chirps, singing their good morning songs. On a cozy little street, with neat green gardens and little white fences, a small door creaked open. Out bounced a cheerful little girl. It was Dyna, only 3 years old with curly hair. Her curls bounced just like she did. Dyna wore her very favorite orange dress, and she carried a little backpack that wobbled up and down as she ran. Tiny shoes drummed. Dyna yelled, "Sophie, wait!" Just a little way down the sidewalk, another girl turned with a big, happy smile. It was Sophie, 4 years old, with bright, shining eyes and curly hair tied neatly with a ribbon. She wore a neat green dress and shiny shoes that sparkled in the morning sun. Sophie stopped and waited patiently, her hands behind her back. Sophie looked like a big sister, even though she wasn't, because she always watched over Dyna. She never minded waiting for Dyna, because waiting for Dyna meant they could walk together. And walking together was their favorite part of the morning as Sophie's mother, Lauren, walked Sophie and Dyna to school. Sophie and Dyna would walk together, step by step, chatting, giggling, and sometimes even skipping. "Good morning, Sophie," Dyna said, squeezing her friend's hand. This was Sophie and Dyna's special morning routine. Every school day, Dyna would hop out of her house like sunshine bursting through the clouds, and Sophie would be waiting. Sophie liked to share stories about school, about numbers, colors, and new games. And Dyna, curious as a kitten, loved to listen. She soaked up every word, her eyes wide, her ears open, her heart full. But lately, Sophie had been sharing something extra magical. She had been teaching Dyna the alphabet one letter at a time. Letters are like keys, Sophie explained. They unlock words, and words unlock stories. Dyna had loved the idea. She wanted to learn every single letter, from letter A all the way to Z. And little by little, she had started saying the letters all by herself. Each time Dyna got one right, her smile grew brighter, as if a light was shining inside her. As Sophie and Dyna walked hand in hand, something unusual began to happen. The sidewalk shimmered faintly, almost like it had been sprinkled with glitter. A gentle breeze whispered through the leaves, carrying a sound like soft giggles. The flowers along the path seemed to lean closer, as if they were listening. Dyna blinked. "Sophie, did you see that?" Before Sophie could answer, there was a little pop right in front of them. Out of thin air appeared a tiny glowing worm wearing round glasses. He sparkled with soft golden light, and his body moved like a floating ribbon in the air. His smile stretched from cheek to cheek. "Hello there," the worm said in a cheerful, squeaky voice. Dyna gasped. "He talks!" Sophie clapped her hands in delight. "He's magical!" The worm tipped his glasses and bowed. "My name is Wormy the Word Worm. I'm your magical guide to the wonderful world of words." Dyna's eyes grew as wide as apples. "Are you real?" Wormy chuckled, his whole body wiggling like a noodle. "As real as the letter A," Dyna giggled. "Wow. Come with me," Wormy said. "Let's explore the world of letters." Suddenly, the sidewalk beneath Sophie, Dyna, and Wormy shimmered again and transformed. The plain gray pavement became a glowing golden path. The bushes beside Sophie, Dyna, and Wormy grew tall and leafy, turning into apple trees with shiny red apples hanging low. Butterflies shaped like the letter A fluttered by, leaving trails of sparkles. A friendly alligator with a silly grin peeked out from behind a bush and waved. Sophie gasped. "It's the alphabet walk!" "Exactly," Wormy cheered. "Every letter has its own land, full of magic. And today, we start with the very first letter, the letter A." Sophie squeezed Dyna's hand. "Ready?" Dyna bounced on her toes. "Ready?" Sophie said. Says like apple. Can you say it?" Dyna grinned and shouted, apple." The apple trees shook with laughter and dropped a shiny apple into Dyna's hands. The apple had a little smile and said in a tiny voice, "Hello, Dyna." Dinah gasped again. The apple talks too, Sophie giggled. That's the magic of learning. Wormy smiled. Amazing. Every time you learn a letter, you unlock more magic. Dinah held the apple close. I love A. A is amazing. Sophie, Dinah, and Wormy walked further down the glowing path. The butterflies danced around Sophie, Dinah, and Wormy, spelling little glowing A's in the air. The alligator waddled beside Sophie, Dinah, and Wormy, humming a silly tune. Everything felt bright, cheerful, and alive. Tomorrow, Wormy whispered with a twinkle in his eye. We will meet the letter B, but today, letter A is your star. From a distance, at the end of the path, Sophie's mother, Lauren, waited by the school gate. She wore a soft blouse, denim jeans, and white sneakers that squeaked a little with each step. Her curly hair framed her face like a crown, and her kind eyes sparkled with joy when she spotted the girls. Here come my sunshine girls, Lauren called out, waving. Dinah ran straight into her arms, holding the shiny apple. Guess what, Mama Lauren? I learned the letter A today. A for apple, and A for adventure, and A for amazing. Lauren laughed, lifting her up high. That sounds like the perfect morning. Sophie nodded proudly. She's a very fast learner. Wormy floated closer to Lauren and tipped his glasses politely. Lauren only winked because mothers always know about magic. As Sophie, Dinah, and Lauren walked home together, the golden alphabet walk slowly faded back into the quiet sidewalk. The apple trees became bushes again. The butterflies turned into petals, and the alligator disappeared with a wave. But just as they reached the gate, a single glowing butterfly shaped like the letter B fluttered quietly behind Sophie, Dinah, and Lauren. It sparkled and twinkled, hinting at the next magical adventure waiting for tomorrow. And so, the morning ended with a promise. Every day would bring a new letter. Every letter would bring a new wonder. And every wonder would bring a new smile. The alphabet walk had only just begun.